Greetings, one and all. It's been a little while, but welcome back to NHL Ideas, the show where I discuss certain ideas that could be implemented within the NHL or the hockey world as a whole. Today's topic is defensive defenseman within the NHL, and should there be a separate trophy for the best defensive defenseman in the league every season? Now, I know what some of you watching this video are thinking. Odd Man Rush, they already have the James Norris Trophy for the best defenseman. What are you talking about? You're British, you don't understand hockey. Well, the first bit we'll talk about. The second bit, stop being horrible. But the first bit, that trophy always seems to go to the defenseman that puts up the most points in the regular season as a defenseman. Erik Karlsson has won the James Norris Trophy many times, or been a finalist of the trophy many times. Is he the best defenseman out there? Most people would argue not. Some people, especially Ottawa fans, would argue yes, he's brilliant. He is brilliant, but not at the defensive side compared to the offensive side. So, it's basically become the Hart Memorial Trophy for defensemen, which isn't really what you want from a trophy for the best defenseman, in the league. I mean, what about the defensive defensemen that go under the radar and play smart hockey in their zone and help win games by stopping the best forwards in the league and help form Stanley Cup winning teams without getting any of the glory? I mean, Stanley Cup teams, you always remember the top scorers. You always remember the captain, the goaltender. What about the third pair defensive defensemen? What about those guys that help stop goals being scored? Hockey is all about scoring goals, but it's also all about stopping shots going into your net. If you can't stop the goals going in, you're not going to have much of a chance of winning, you know? So I think it makes more sense. I think we need to put an end to this neglect and give the best defensive defensemen of the league the credit they are due by giving them their own trophy. I mean, we've got loads of trophies for forwards. We've got a trophy for the best point-producing defenseman. Let's have a trophy for the best defensive defenseman. Defensive defenseman. What about that doesn't make sense? A defenseman that plays defensively. That's exactly what you want from a defenseman. Give him a damn trophy, NHL. God damn it. You could call it like the Nick Lidstrom trophy or the Bobby Orr trophy or the Rod Langway trophy if you want to. I mean, name it after one of those solid defensive defensemen. Sure, it could be a two-way player, could be a two-way defenseman. I mean, Bobby Orr is somewhat considered more of an offensive defenseman. Rod Langway, especially considered more of a defensive defenseman. Give it to a guy that has been a Hall of Fame defensive defenseman. And it could be awarded to the player who best displays his proficiency at the defensive side of the game. I mean, you have the best defensive forward. Why can't you have the best defensive defenseman? That way, the higher scoring defenseman can strive towards the Norris Trophy, and the defensive defensemen have a different trophy that they can strive towards, and they actually feel like they'll be recognised for their abilities in the NHL. I mean, take the trade deadline, for example. Loads of players will be traded that are defensive defensemen to contending teams. Maybe because they've already got injuries on the back end. But teams that need experience from defensive defensemen, they will go to contending teams because teams need that going into the playoffs. Now, before you ask, no, this trophy won't be a participation award. It won't be a medal just for turning up and playing your position. Remember, it's just as important to keep the puck out of your net than to score in the opponents. If you have one without the other, you will lose more games than not. And also, as I was just saying, teams with a deep defensive core are usually the teams that win the Stanley Cup. Defense wins championships more than offense. Remember this, folks. If you're ever trying to create a Stanley Cup winning team in NHL 17, remember this fact. Defense wins championships. So what do you think, guys? Should another trophy for the best defensive defenseman in a season be introduced? Or should we keep it how it is? Should we not make any changes? Some people don't like change. Should we keep it how it is? Let me know in the comments below. I would love to hear what you think. But thank you very much for watching, guys. I hope you have enjoyed. Please feel free to like, subscribe, share, or watch some of my other videos. Thank you very much for watching, and goodbye.